Today, CRO is making yet another new low versus Bitcoin, and I want to talk a little bit about it in this video. The sentiment right now for the CRO token holders is at an all-time low, with the historical chart of Crocoin versus Bitcoin also being at an all-time low. Is this the future of CRO? Is it going to continue to get devalued versus Bitcoin? Is CRO over as we know it? I know a lot of people are asking themselves this question. I personally do not believe that that is the case. I've got a CRO token sitting on my desk right now. This has historically been one of my favorite cryptocurrencies in a parabolic bull market to catch a leg up on. But facts are facts. The token has not been performing well lately. So what is going on? What is the community saying? And I want to share a very interesting fact with you guys about what the majority of people that are holding Crocoin are doing. Some statistics that you might find kind of interesting regarding staking. And there's controversy out there whether it's good to stake or not stake this coin. So let's talk a little bit about it in this video. A little meme coin update as well. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Welcome back, guys. I'm Crypto Kip, and this is the problem we're dealing with for CRO today. Looking at the chart of CRO versus Bitcoin, you are seeing this coin break below this yellow line, which is very, very sad if you're a CRO token holder. The good news about this is if, and I believe it will happen, so should I say when, Crocoin rebounds versus Bitcoin, it's got a long way to go back up to the top of this range. Now, will Crocoin ever go back up to the top of this range? That one is a mystery. I can't answer that question for us. Nobody could possibly predict the future. But we could say, really, realistically, this is a target for us to potentially hit in this bull market. You could also maybe see lower highs for Crocoin versus Bitcoin, possibly coming up to this target. So from here, a bounce from these current lows to this high right here, this lower high, will be a basically 6x versus Bitcoin. So let's say Bitcoin does a 4x and then Crocoin does a 6x over Bitcoin. Well, then you're potentially looking at like a 25x for CRO. 25x from CRO going to this yellow line from here and its Bitcoin valuation. Guess what? That brings us above $1. That doesn't quite get us to that $2 to $5 range, but it certainly does give it close. That might bring us to the $2 range, currently at 7 cents. I'd have to do the math. I think it brings us like right to $2 probably. I still think this is all possible, but what is going on? Why is this making new lows? Well, we still haven't had this parabolic breakout yet for the total market cap for crypto. And then you also have, the promise of this potential meme coin ecosystem that I'm going to talk about in a second. But why hasn't this gone up yet? Well, looking at the percentage returns for Bitcoin in October, we're historically speaking supposed to have a very bullish month, and now we are finally up 5% here. October, November, December, this is hypothetically going to be the true beginning of the parabolic leg of this bull market. And then, and only then, that's when CRO is supposed to perform. Really, in a true way. You have some people out there putting out posts like this that is definitely not helping the sentiment for CRO. I staked 1 million CRO last May. What a terrible idea. CRO is the worst investment I've ever made and will sell immediately when I can unstake. Convince me otherwise, but I can't ignore the facts that Crypto.com and Chris don't give a thing about CRO investors. This is what a lot of people say in Cronos. My partner bayc has talked about how Chris should talk about CRO more. Perhaps. I could agree to that to a certain extent. But I think that you need to let the token also speak for itself. And right now, well, hey, Crypto Kip, if it's speaking for itself, look at the chart. It's not saying anything good. Well, it's really not. You're right. It said it's low versus Bitcoin. And then you're going to see the chart of Crocoin versus the dollar. Well, it's not bleeding off as drastically as the Bitcoin valuation is. Is this a healthy chart? Well, it's not really selling off tremendously. The reason that the Crocoin versus Bitcoin valuation is going down is simply because Bitcoin is going up and Crocoin's not. If you look over at coin market cap and you see exactly where CRO is, obviously Bitcoin's number one. You've got a lot of the different exchange tokens that you could buy. And where's Crocoin at? Crocoin's currently at rank number 45, falling lower, just stuck at about $2 billion in valuation. Again, this is a very interesting tweet from this individual, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Did you stake any Crocoins And do you enjoy staking, or did you not, and why didn't you? I personally did not stake my tokens in this bull market because personally, I understand what Crocoin is doing here. I know that Crocoin likes to have a parabolic firework explosion at the end, parabolic mania of the bull market. So what I've been doing is I've kind of been trading my Crocoins around. Right now I hold a lot of Cronos memes, less Crocoins than I do Cronos memes, which is crazy to some people. But I also understand that Cronos, the chain, has recently had a meme season that's done pretty well. I've done pretty well in that meme season. In fact, I've done much better investing in the meme coins on Cronos than I have in CRO itself. Well, then Crocoin's so bad. No, that's not true. Crocoin's doing fine. It's holding strong. Well, why isn't it going up? Well, it's just because the parabolic leg of the bull market hasn't happened. Well, why isn't it going down like crazy? Well, because, here's a fun fact, 39% of all the Crocoins that are in existence are staked on the Cronos POS chain. I had staked my Crocoins on the chain for the longest time, getting an easy 8%. It's beautiful. Very easy to do. And some people are very happy with it. And some people did this full Crow earn 20% a year. Some people love this. They say it's magic. People like to stake Crocoin. So there's a reason why Crocoin isn't necessarily drastically crashing here, and the market cap isn't really changing and going down tremendously. Of course, it's creeping closer to its bear market lows. I don't think we're going to see those lows again for Crocoin. However, I also personally did not believe that the Crocoin versus Bitcoin valuation was going to come down this low. I'd say we're coming down this low because we're still waiting on the bull market. Other altcoins really haven't rallied tremendously versus like Avalanche isn't doing very well yet. Cardano certainly not doing very well yet. It's just not time in the bull market for those moves to happen. In fact, Ethereum is underperforming versus Bitcoin. Why don't we talk about that? Ethereum is underperforming versus Bitcoin. Its chart is coming down. Matter of fact, let's just pull that up really quickly. I think that's very, very important to take a peek at, to look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin very quickly. So if I punch in here, ETH versus Bitcoin, BTC, boom, look at this chart is coming down. Now, maybe it's not the lows, but Ethereum is much more established. And like, it's so interesting to see this get weaker and weaker and weaker. So Crocoin's doing the same thing. I think at some point, Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin. I think at some point, Crocoin's going to outperform Bitcoin as well. It's just not time yet. So to the people out there that are kind of talking like this fella, terrible idea. He's going to sell all his Crow immediately when he wants to. You're going to sell right before the pump. That potentially happens. Why give up, so early? I mean, and maybe Crocoin's not the coin for you guys. Fine. Personally, I've not staked my Crow so I could trade around in the Cronos ecosystem, which I like, and I think there's a bright future for it. Again, I want to remind you guys, the Cronos chain, which it might not be a top 10 chain at this point. At one point, it actually was, believe it or not. But the Cronos chain only came out back in 2021, November 2021, at the peak of the last bull market. It's currently ranked number 20. It's got $96 million locked up in it. There's other coins and other ecosystems that have come up with more popularity recently, like Sui. But to call Cronos chain a dead chain, or to say that Crocoin's done and say that Cronos chain is not going to be successful, it's too early to call that, in my opinion. I think it's too early to give up on Crow. You do what you got to do. You do your own moves. You make your own decisions, guys. Nothing I'm telling you here is financial advice. But I wanted to talk about the fact that Crocoin is going to new lows versus Bitcoin, and I think we still got tremendous upside for CRO in this bull market. In total, because this is the first bull market that's ever been around with the Cronos chain, we got some memes that are very excitable. Marys could get listed on crypto.com, trigger a meme coin mania season number 2 for Cronos. It's the number 1 ranked token on deck screener in Cronos. Crow with Knife, of course, had an extreme move of popularity and excitement for a while. I think that can come back. You've got this coin coming back up out of nowhere. You've also had Corgi AI in the past, which was a massive, massive meme for Cronos. One of the first $1 billion market cap memes on Cronos. So I'm going to keep an eye on this stuff, guys. I'm not giving up. I know people are down in the dumps with some of this stuff today, but I want to give you guys an update of where my mind is at as Crocoin's hitting new lows versus Bitcoin. Do you think that it's going to continue to make new lows? Do you believe in the Crow dollar mission? Do you believe in $2 Crow potentially in this bull market? I personally still do, for a lot of reasons that I laid out. The fact that so many people are staking their CRO is going to prevent that coin from crashing drastically. That's a good thing. There's promise for the Cronos ecosystem. This chain has only existed in this bull market. This is the first bull market that's been around. Let's see how it shakes out. Leave some comments down below. Until next time, guys, on Crypto Kip, this is the Crypto Report. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 videos right here if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.